Hi, it's Amy again, and today we're going to talk about opportunity cost. So what's opportunity cost? It's actually an economics tool, but for us, we're going to talk about it in the way that it's going to help you make decisions. So opportunity cost, as defined by the dictionary, is the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. So in my head, it's when I have a decision, I choose one thing, what do I lose out from not choosing that second alternative or that second choice? So let's use this economic tool as a tool for us. Like, how can we make better decisions? Taking a pause before we make our decision and think about what are we giving up? So an example is when you binge watch a Netflix series when you have a project due in a couple of days at school. And what's the opportunity cost of not doing your homework and deciding to binge watch that Netflix series? So the opportunity cost could be the homework and the grade that you get, and maybe the time tomorrow that you're going to have to make up to complete your homework in time. It doesn't mean that watching Netflix was the wrong choice. So remember that you can always make the decision, but it just means you gave something up. And it's important to be aware of what that is. Okay, so why this matters. You make a ton of decisions every day of what to do with your time, energy, money, focus, all of that. Those are all finite resources. But so what I'm challenging you to do by thinking about opportunity costs is bringing some focus to that. Like, analyze your decisions. See if they align with your long-term goals or with your energy levels. So this pause before you make the decision is super important. What if you decided to do that Netflix binge session because you were exhausted and you really couldn't focus on your homework, and you knew that you had an extra day the next day to do that, and you knew you would be disciplined to do that? Totally fine. Like I said, there's not a wrong decision. We want to reflect on them and use this tool to analyze how we're getting to our longer term goals. So I have an exercise for you. I've called it the decision journal. So for the next 5 days, I'd like you to analyze your decisions. So I'd like to make it a little bit more specific. So let's just make decisions about what you do after school. So after school, you get home, you've gone to school all day, you've maybe gone to practice or done something else, and now I'd like you to sit down and pause and really think about what are your top 2 choices of what you can do tonight with your time. So write them down. Write down those top 2 choices. List the benefits of each of those choices. Pick the one you're going to do, circle it on your piece of paper. Then look at the one you didn't choose and make a list of what you're giving up by not choosing that one. So there's a link to a worksheet that might help you in the description of this video. All right, so you've made this choice, and no choice is wrong. So we're going to do this for 5 days. And this journal helps you see the bigger picture, the patterns of your choices. And are you consistently giving up homework time? Are you consistently doing so much homework that you lose out on social events? We're just trying to lay out the full picture. And it's really about balance in life. Definitely knowing when and why you're making these decisions and what the ramifications are for long-term goals. So this is my final thought on opportunity costs, because it's not just an economics tool. It is really valuable for our lives to make decisions. It's kind of like a life skill. Taking the time to pause and reflect on why you're making these decisions and what it means for your life is really important. So let's do that for 5 days this week. And then you have this skill in your toolkit that when you see that your balance is a little off, grab that opportunity cost journal again, and start again and evaluate. And maybe you make new habits or you change old habits. So over time, this awareness can really bring you closer to your goals. And post your decision journals on the Wonderment. The link to this lesson is in the video. I'd love to see how you're learning to use this economic tool and if it's important to you or if it has changed your life in any way.